Welcome to Chicago Birthworks Collective YouTube channel. We are so glad that you're here. I'm Nicole. I'm the lactation provider, newborn care specialist, postpartum girl. But today we're going to talk about relieving pregnancy discomfort. And my experience as a doula is mostly helping moms with hospital births. But a lot of what I do prenatally is preparing you. How can you be comfortable at home? And then when you go to the hospital, just have your baby. So we're going to address the differences between pain and discomfort. We know that childbirth is painful, but during this prenatal pregnancy period, what are some of the things that you may be experiencing or that you already have experienced? So with pain is a sharp pain, swelling, radiating, intense, like a shooting pain, whereas discomfort, it's kind of just annoying. It plays in the background. You're able to go through your day-to-day activity without any interruptions, but it's still something that needs to be addressed. You may have a headache, but if you drink a little bit of water, the headache is gone. That's usually a discomfort, and usually burning, tired, fatigue. These are all normal things, but it is a discomfort. It's something that you want to address. In addition to some of those pains, like headaches and muscle pains, some of the common pregnancy discomforts are nausea, heartburn, indigestion, back aches, especially that lower back pain, pelvic pressure, vaginal pressure, like not just on your pelvis, but like your vagina feels heavy. You feel like you have so much pain, so much pressure on your vagina. Maybe it's a tingly. You may have itching throughout your body. Carpal tunnel, you would never think that is something that happens in pregnancy. So common, so very common. Especially to me, I've noticed it with thinner women. They have a lot of carpal tunnel issues, joint pain, painful sex, or you may have some vaginal dryness that's usually kind of solved with some lubrication. Heaviness, like you feel heavy. You have a sack of water with a baby inside. You're going to feel some kind of pain on your pelvis. And restlessness, you're in the bed, it's hard for you to get comfortable. And swelling. Oh, we know when you think of pregnancy, that swelling comes to mind. The swelling in your hands, the swelling in your feet, the swelling in your breasts. All normal. It's important to build your team. Pregnancy, birth, child rearing is not something that should happen alone. You should not experience these pregnancy pains. You should not have to suffer long. Your team you should tag in your team just like a basketball team. Okay, it's your turn, coach, to coach me through this. That can be your partner. It's your turn, your midwife. Your midwife is suggesting maybe medications to use or positions to kind of help turn the baby, kind of help reposition the baby to alleviate some of those discomforts. So just building your team, you have your clinical providers, whether it's a midwife or an OB, you may have a chiropractor. So again, we talked about that carpal tunnel pain, and they have the techniques, they have the tools to get you through that. And in addition to those providers, there's nutrition. So you have gas. Well, maybe not eating certain foods that cause that gas, or limit the gassy foods, add fiber to your diet. So you may have some diarrhea. You may not be eating enough. You may need to have smaller meals throughout the day as opposed to like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And trying to decrease stress, because stress impacts your whole entire body, not just the pregnancy itself, but those GI issues. Sometimes that's just the stress. And some of the muscular discomforts that you experience, whether it's that butt pain, those ligamental pains, you talk about how much your hips are hurting, your shoulders are tense and tight, that's stress. So reaching out to mental health providers to kind of address some of those mental anxieties, worries, stress that you may be experiencing. So some of the ways that your partner can help you is that massage, that counter pressure, hip squeezes. All of these things can be the hip squeezes, particularly in the third trimester, or alleviating that pelvic pain, just simply having a long scarf or a piece of fabric and just wrapping that fabric around your belly and pulling some of that pressure, that weight off of your pelvis can be just what you needed. There's a video from Chicago Birthworks Collective on how to use those wraps during the pregnancy and labor. And just go to that to get like a how-to hands-on guide on how to actually use it during pregnancy. And just kind of talking to your partner, getting on the same page, because especially if you have a male partner, and this is going to sound sexist, whatever, men need to do something. What do I need to do to help fix this? So that having that open communication, saying that I would love having sex with you, but it is painful. So maybe a position change, and maybe you need to add lube, or you're stressed. If you're stressed, you may not be able to get into the act of having sex with your partner. And that's okay. That is completely normal. But making sure that you're tagging in that teammate to address some of those discomforts that you are experiencing. And just know that you should always talk to your provider, your clinical provider, whether that's a midwife or an OB, about some of these things that you're experiencing. They've seen it all. So just making sure that you're always clear about what's been going on, because they are going to make a note in their chart about what you're experiencing, and that may impact your birth. So just being aware and making sure everybody around you is aware of what's going on. And talk with your doula about some of these issues, because doulas have lots of resources, whether it's a provider like an herbalist or acupressurist, or somebody who is really not knowledgeable in Chinese medicine, or a chiropractor. We talked about various ways that doulas can provide support, whether it's resources or referrals. The Virtual Birth Village is a great way to get that one-on-one personal support virtually. And if you check the link in the description box, there's more information on the Virtual Birth Village. And and we discussed the hands-on how to use your wrap, how to change your position, or mindful tips to breathing and exercise and different poses. So the Virtual Birth Village is a great place to speak with other doulas like us, especially if you don't have doulas in your area, but also interact with other people who are experiencing pregnancy, or they may have a partner who's pregnant. So head on over to the Virtual Birth Village. And just to remind everybody, Chicago Birthworks Collective is here to support you no matter where you are. Even though we're based in Chicago, the world is virtual now. So we definitely want to make sure that we emphasize the importance of virtual support. And also, as doulas, we are available to provide resources for wherever you are. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.